Greetings, and welcome to Part 6 of the MetLogix M3 version 3 tutorial series. In Part 6, we will be discussing the addition of support for superimage or stitched images within the Pallet program functionality. This new capability allows part programs that begin with a stitched image to be used in conjunction with the pallet setup. This combination of functionality allows applications where random placement of parts within the fixture is important. The pattern recognition function is typically used in conjunction with the superimage to search for the part positioned within the pocket of the pallet. In addition to looking at this new functionality, we will also be reviewing some minor changes to the user interface for the palletized function in general. We will begin by creating a simple part program beginning with a stitched image. You can see on the screen, I'm going to initiate a rectangular stitch for the pocket of my pallet fixture. Collection of this superimage will allow me to use pattern recognition to identify the orientation and position of the part within the pallet pocket. Now that my superimage has been generated, I will use the standard Teach Pattern feature to teach a pattern model for the part in my field of view. For this example, I'll set up a simple datum structure on the part itself. Now that our part program is complete, we'll go ahead and play it back. Okay, great. We'll now proceed to assign this part program to a pallet. We do so by entering Program Edit Mode and accessing the Program Properties dialog. Inside the Palletized dialog, we can configure the number of rows, columns, column spacing for the pallet to be configured. Now that we've specified this data, the Skew Fixture and Locate First buttons become available to configure. As with all pallet programs, we begin by skewing the fixture. This ensures that as the pallet advances, it stays in alignment with the taut orientation of my pallet fixture. Now that the fixture has been completely skewed, we move on to the Locate First step. Now that we've initiated the Locate First step, you can see where this new capability is introduced. We are now provided with the ability to designate the rectangular bounds of a superimage region within the palletized part program. It is this rectangular superimage bound that will be repeated across the pallet. As you can see, now that we've completed the Skew Fixture and Locate First portions, these new green indicators can tell the operator that they have successfully completed these portions of the pallet setup. After pressing Done, we can also see that the main Pallet Enable checkbox is now green. This signals to the user that the pallet has been successfully set up for their part program. We will now press play to play back our newly configured pallet program. As you can see, some new buttons have been added to the Pallet Pocket Selection dialog. As per usual, we can enable or disable playback from a particular pocket. We can use the new buttons on the left, top, and corner of this dialog to group enable or group disable the pockets. This new capability can greatly add efficiency to large pallet configurations. We'll press Done to proceed with our pallet playback. You can see that the first pocket of our pallet has been stitched together, the part has been located within the pallet via pattern recognition, and the program has been executed. The pallet advances, and we move on to the second pocket. As I've already stated, this combination of capability allows these particular parts within the pockets to be placed in any orientation or position. The playback of our new SuperImage stitched pallet program is now complete. Thank you.